Hey, what's up everyone? This is Talks, and today I want to talk about the new iOS 5 Beta 6. So I'm going to be demoing this a little bit. I just installed this on my phone with my developer's kit, and let's take a look at it. So to start off, when you click the home screen, it's just like usual, or the home button, but if you double tap it when it's locked, you get the music controls, but you also get this little picture button, which will launch you right into the picture app, which I find very handy. You know, take your pictures right away, real quick, and excuse me, and that's pretty handy. And one of the things I expect to be able to do is, you know, if you're into jailbreaking, I expect some people will come up with apps that will let you rework that button to do whatever you want. You know, it'll be able to launch right into something else. But let's home screen this. Let's go to settings real quick. I don't seem to have gestures enabled. I'm not really sure how to enable those, but we can talk about everything else. So the first thing I want to talk about is, if let it focus in. You see the little circle things? They've been changed from those old, you know, rectangle shapes to these new circles. Not a huge difference, but some people kind of like them. Doesn't really affect me in my opinion, but you know, people have their opinions of them. But let's start right here with the new notification center. You can do, I have it sorting, so like, how do I describe this? So just like an Android phone, if you, well, let's let this zoom out a little bit. If you drag from the top, you get a little notifications thing, and you got widgets just like Android. So I got my local weather right here at the top, and you can click on it, and it'll take you right into the weather app. And when you're in an app, you can still just drag down this thing, and then you got your stocks right here going by, and then you can click on it and take you right into your stocks. So it's just like Android platform in that state if you guys are used to Androids. But you can, you know, they're widgets, and I'm assuming with when you know, companies really get a hold of this, like WeatherBug and stuff will have their own widget, and you know, many apps and stuff will have their own widgets. Let's go back to notifications. So you can go to, say, text messaging, and you'll get 3 different choices. You can get none. So when you get a text message, there's no way of telling it. You can do the alerts, which is this one on the right, which is the old style, which, if you can see that, it pops right up in the center of your screen, kind of a hassle. Or you can do the new banner style, which is much more like, again, the Android platform. So I'll show you a quick demo on that in a second. And you can right here show notification center, so whether you want them to show up when you drag this down. See how my emails are showing right here, just like that. It you know, that's how many items you want to be shown in there. And then you can, so I have it on 5, so you know, if I have 5 text messages, 5 will show up. And then as you go down, you know, show preview, whether you know the email previews are on, so you can I can read the subject in the first little bit of the email, understand what's going on. And view and lock screen, so whether you want, you know, when your phone's locked, whether, you know, if you go like that, you'll have things pop up right here, kind of. I'll show you a demo of that too later. But we'll come back to the notifications. Let's take a look at some other stuff. So we got the iCloud. Ooh, wrong button. The iCloud, which I don't actually have, but will let you, you know, hook up to your cloud on your Mac, or hopefully a PC in the future, but your iPad also, and just really help transfer photos and stuff. Like, you'll be able to turn on auto photo sharing. I believe that's under the photos section, and so it'll automatically photo stream. If you have that on, will automatically upload and download all the photos between your iOS and your Mac devices. So, you know, if I take a picture on my iPad and I photo stream on this and that on, it'll, you know, show up on this, you know, probably in like a few seconds. And then a lot of the other settings are pretty similar. But yeah, let's close out of this. Let's take a look at one thing I want to comment on is that they actually have a separate music and video app, just like the old, just like the style of the iTouches have. So they've actually split that up. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's whatever. I don't have a strong opinion either way of them splitting it up. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice that way you don't, you know, separate your music videos and some stuff if you're on shuffle, but you know, not a big deal to me. Let's take a look as if we're in an app, say WeatherBug, and then we get a text message. So I'm just going to go ahead and send a text message from my Android phone. Hopefully it'll show up here in a second. I got 2 or 3 bars, and hopefully it will show up. So if, you know, you're playing your game and then bam, right at the top. So instead of that old bulky thing right in the center, and it would freeze your game, and you gotta decide what you want to do, it'll just show up at the top. If I had clicked on that, that would have brought me to the text messaging center, you know, like as if you had clicked on view in the iOS 4 version or any of the previous versions. But you know, you drag it down, and I got a little preview right here. So you can see, hey, you know, the preview says, hey man. So I could close this out if I wanted. Ooh, that seems to be a little bit of an error that is showing up between the two widgets. I believe it's actually supposed to show up below the stock price widget. That could be kind of a beta error issue, but I could close this out if I don't want to look at it. You know, if I don't want to look at the email, I can hit clear. But we'll just take a look at this. You know, come here. They've changed a few things, like the send button's green and a few things, but I mean nothing major's changed in the texting. There's a little bit of changing in the email. Say you got an email. Let's see, email from Adobe. You know, most times I'm finding they are auto-focusing, meaning that you don't have to go side to side, that it defaults to like zoomed out all the way. A little bit different. And instead of saying right here used to be mark on red, you can now click mark, and it'll let you choose between flag and mark as on red. So a little more options in your email settings. And then let's see what else we got. We got the magazine, the newsstand, which will have magazines, and you can't actually go to the store yet. You know, there's the store button, can't go to it. But it'll be kind of like iBooks except magazines. I believe probably in the future you'll be able to get, like, you know, I don't know, what are popular magazines, Cosmo or something. You'll be able to get your magazine subscriptions right here, which will be kind of handy for you people who really like magazines or anything else. One of the new apps they've added is this Reminders, which I like to describe it as the calendar and the notepad thing, both kind of mixed together and then on like steroids. So you can have lists, you can have dates, you can, you know, add more lists, you can, like, it's just kind of like calendars and this notepad mixed together with a little more features. I don't want to get too much into that. You know, you can kind of understand what that is yourself, but there still is notes and there still is calendar. They're just kind of mixed together in this new style app. I know I probably left out some stuff, but that's all I really want to talk about. Oh, and all the apps seem to run just fine on the new iOS. So, you know, when that does come out, you know, you can expect all your games and popular apps to still work without too much problem, which is nice. Now, I know when they came out with iOS 4, a lot of apps didn't work as well with multitasking and all that stuff. Apps seem to still work pretty well, so that's nice. But yeah, comment down below what you think of the new iOS or anything I might have left out. Sorry if I left out anything. And I'll see you guys later. It's about the touch aspect of it, which BlackBerry's had some troubles with in the past. But I do have some complaints about the apps. Some of the apps work fine. Let me go to my download.